Now, let's get into what types of cannabis are there. Well, there are three types of cannabis. There is the indica, there is the sativa, and there is the rhodialis. Okay, and the indica is more of a downer. When you consume an indica, it's more couch lock, puts you back, makes you sleepy, makes you tired. It's really good for pain management, medical. It's good for, late at night when you just want to sit down and relax, or you want to pass out and just chill. That indica is what you want. Okay, sativa is an upper more. It's more like more work day. Go out and do something. Have a little more of your head. Being able to do a little more, not being that couch locked, just down as much. So that sativa is the little bit opposite than that indica is. Okay. They both come from different regions. So the indicas tend to be short, really dense, really big, fat fingered leaves. The sativas tend to be real skinny, long fingered leaves, more sparsely opened, taller plants, and they have a lot more room and less dense to them. So your area and where you're growing at will depend on what varieties you want to grow as well. So here on the East Coast in Maryland, if you plan to grow outside, I tell you, it's tough to grow outside because the humidity is bad, the heat is bad, and the water is bad. So the humidity is great during veg, but once you come into flower, you don't want that humidity because you'll get bud rot and you'll start losing all your buds. And it's not a pretty thing to do, to lose all your buds because of the weather. So outside growing is tough here in the mid-Atlantic. You would need some fans. You're going to need maybe even a greenhouse or something to do it in. So that's that. So the back to the rhodialis version of the cannabis here. So the rhodialis comes from northern hemisphere, in the polar regions in Russia, up in the colder climates to where the sun actually shines 24 hours a day, and then it has 24 hours a day darkness half the year. So those strains are used to having sunlight predominantly all day in their summers, and then having darkness all winter long. So now the autoflowers have been bred now with the rhodialis genes into the indicas or the sativas, and they have crossed the two in together, so where you can get the potencies and the tastes and the effects from your indicas and your sativas, but you can get your growing time and not needing of light cutting back from your rhodialises. Okay, so they've crossed these bred cannabis strains together to be able to get them to do what they like them to do. And that's the great thing about breeding, because we can breed and do pheno hunts and be able to find the exact things that we want to keep, and just keep those and breed those, and then we can stabilize the genes that we want, and then turn them into seeds, and then produce seeds that'll have continuously the same plant, or close to the same plant anyway. Another thing you have to remember too is that a pheno. What is a pheno? A pheno is just like when we have children. If we have kids with the same mate, we could have 10 kids and every kid's going to be different. Not one of them are going to be exactly the same. Some might look very close together, some might act exactly the same, but they're not exactly the same. They're all different in their own little way. And that is a pheno. Okay, so when you go pheno hunting, you're planting a bunch of seeds. You're looking for the exact criteria that you want in your strain that you want to start growing, and you start keeping the good stuff and you throw away the bad, and you continually breed and you continually pick what you want to be in it, and eventually you stabilize that gene. And that's how they stabilize these genes and get these different hybrids and stuff like that. So to have really true genetics in indica or sativa or rhodialis strains, they're really hard to find now. The land races, they're called. So if you hear land race, that means it's a true strain of one of the three that I mentioned. 95% of all the seeds that you buy now online and anywhere are all hybrids. There will be mixes of the two or the three together. So I urge you guys to try all the different seeds that I have mentioned and see which ones you guys like best. Let me know if you guys, which ones you guys like best down in the comments. Let me know which ones you guys want to try first. I'd really love to hear from you guys. It's really going to take you guys to keep this thing going and help build this channel. So I appreciate you guys for coming on here and watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for sharing, commenting. It's going to help us grow. All right, we're going to do this together, and we're all going to learn stuff, including me. Although I've been doing this 30 years, I learn stuff every year. I learn stuff every day. And if we don't continue to learn, then we're just assholes, I guess. You never know everything. All right, so never think you know everything. Always have an open mind. Always accept at least accept knowledge from somebody else. Whether or not you want to use the knowledge is up to you, but you know, always accept a knowledge, because I learn things from people that are just starting out, that figure something out that I've never seen before, and I'm like, wow, you know, I just learned something from you. So, you know, always keep that mind open and always learn. Okay,